Hi, this is Cryptonomics. Let's look at the Bitcoin resistance level. This is one article from Delphi Digital, right? So I'm a paid member of Delphi Digital. That cost me around $100 a month. So I think this article is pretty interesting. Um, Market insights resistance holds strong, but we are not alone. Basically, it's about how fast BTC can recover to its all-time high, right? So I will share the article insight, then I will talk about my own opinions. Okay, crypto market can't catch a break. February has proved to be an extremely volatile month for BTC and other wide range of crypto assets. First 2 weeks of the month, we saw price rally off the January low from $33,000 to about $45,000. Although moves like this happen more frequently in crypto and crypto native tend to get jaded by larger percentage move, this was all still a big move for any asset, BTC included, topping out at around 40% from the low. In the last market insight, we mentioned few things that are prudent to revisit given what has occurred since. Okay, first we as in Delphi Digital, Bitcoin is heading into resistance on multiple time frames. That we mean by this is BTC is moving into an area of daily, weekly, monthly resistance. This is notable because when multiple time frames level overlap, we can expect to have larger amount of market participants willing to get involved in the action. We also expect this area 45K is a logical place to expect profit-taking risk reduction activity due to confluence of resistance zones and the speed and the magnitude of the move of recent low, and the caution against adding excessive risk heading into these zones. Okay, they are explaining very simple things in a very technical way, right? There is a lot of fluff, but I think what they're just saying is there's going to be a lot of selling pressure for 45K at 45K. So don't expect BTCs going back to 60K very quickly, right? So they're going to do a lot of resistance. So we're going to move back and forth, and with a 45K major resistance. Okay, let's continue. Revisiting the weekly chart, it immediately becomes clear that BTC is still struggling to shake off this multi-month sell pressure. After the initial rally and move off of the low, price has stalled for the last 2 weeks while falling to reclaim any weekly support structure or the midpoint of the yearly range. In addition, the weekly chart is also leaving wicks to the upside, indicating sellers are still in control. Okay, so right now here, this is where we are, 42K, right? So Delphi is expecting a lot of selling pressure in between with major selling pressure around 45K, right? So this, you can see that these are the lines they have drawn. So basically, we're going to have a lot of resistance between the low 40s and the 60s. Zooming in a bit more, we can see that our cautionary stance last week has proved to be prudent action as price has pulled back 10% from the identified 45K resistance level to 14.5K at the time of writing. The following are key levels that we highlighted to the downside in case of pullback due to all factors discussed. Okay, so now they are talking about what are the major support level, right? So in the case that if there's any pullback, we can roughly know where you can choose to add a position if you want to, right? So one level is actually support at 40 to 41K. Okay. A successful shift from a downtrend into a more bullish market structure will be supported by the first level of support holding firm. Ideally, this means that 40 to 41K support level should hold. We also have confluence with the white VWAP line, which is anchored to the 2022 yearly open, adding further support to this thesis. As you can see, this level have been important to watch, especially as price pullback from resistance. Another support is at 38.5K, right? So if the 40K level fails to hold, the next level of market structure is in the area of 38.5K. Should we lose this level, you can expect price low to be revisited with a decent likelihood of price probably lower. So in short, if price does go down, the two major support are 40 to 41K and 38.5K. As we revisited the volume profile analysis that was first discussed in January, we feel that this is an important time to revisit analysis, as it's much particularly helpful when price makes a quick impulsive move, much like the 40% rally from 33K to 45K. Below shows a VP for each day during the month of February, along with the composite profile on the right of the entire month. We could clearly see that the majority of price action occurred near the top of the move. Bitcoin left behind volume gaps on the way up, in addition to a very top-heavy VP, which is concerning at the time should price begin to pull back. So what has happened in the 7 days since? Price initially tried to grind higher, putting in a lot more volume at the top of the price move. At the top of the price move around 45K, before failing to break resistance indicated by the leftmost red box. So this is their volume profile analysis, right? So I think there's no need to get into detail to understand this volume profile analysis. Basically, it's actually repeating the same thing, that there's actually a lot of selling pressure at 45K. So don't. So what Delphi is essentially saying, don't expect a price to break 45K very easy. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. But if we actually manage to break 45K, we probably can get from 45K to 60K very, very fast, because they didn't really mention any serious resistance between 45K to 60K. Right? Then they also talk about Ethereum, right? Ethereum time frame, high time frame market structure still very weak. So Ethereum support is at 2.3K to 2.6K. That's one level of support. Another level of support is 1.8K to 2K. Well, that's really a very low level of support, right? So I think in the previous downturn, we actually get below. I would get around like 2.2K. That was like late last year. Oh, I think it's the mid last year. We were close to 2K, right? Well, I'm not that bearish. I don't think we will get that low. Right? Okay, so basically to summarize, so Delphi thinks that the support for Ethereum is like 2.3K to 2.6K one level, the other level is 1.8K to 2K. Right? For BTC, a lot of resistance at 45K, and the two major support below is around 41K and 38K. That will be all for today.